Welcome back to another Franchise Wars reaction, recap, and review of Titans. This time, Asylum. So we start off with Dr. Adamson finally needing to talk to Raven. And he pretty quickly starts trying to freak her out by showing her just how far he's willing to go to get her to believe him.
But you are not dead, Rachel. Quite the opposite. You were not placed on this earth to destroy, but to heal. To save us. I'll prove it. Put your hands on this rended flesh. Save me!
Oh! No! Oh, damn. That's a bit, weird. When Dick and Corey manage to interrogate actual information out of him, they reveal that Raven's birth mother, Angela Azarath, as in Metreon Zinthos, is actually still alive and held in some abandoned spooky asylum because, of course, come on, that's how bad guys roll. So, while Raven really wants to go, the adults in the room say, "I'm sorry, Raven, we can't let you go," and Beast Boy seems to back them up. For about 5 minutes. Then he says this.
I just said what they wanted to hear. You get pretty good at that when you live with Dr. Calder. If you agree with people, they tend to leave you alone. So... I'll go with you. If your mom's there, we'll find her. And, I'm thinking... we go in style.
Dick and Corey, of course, soon find out what happened and quickly pursue Beast Boy and Raven, who appear to have taken a somewhat more millennial approach to getting their way to the asylum.
You know it's like a federal offense to use someone else's username.
No, it's not.
Even so, Corey may kick your ass.
They'll protect me.
Is that so?
Yeah, it is.
I wonder how long they've had her.
Could be why she never came looking for you.
I wonder if she'll even recognize me.
Mothers always do. It's like with animals. Mother wolves always know their offspring by their scent.
You say yes, no?
Unfortunately, it turns out our two kids really aren't good at this whole stealth thing, because almost immediately after they arrive, well...
So, do you think she is my mom?
Ooh. Well, that didn't take long to go badly. This also means once Dick and Corey actually arrive, the bad guys have some hostages, so they immediately get them both to surrender. Though not before we find out there's some giant gas mains underneath the asylum. Now, all three of the other characters who aren't Raven are being tortured in the next scene. For instance, Starfire, she's exhausted her solar flares trying to break out of a small prison they've got her in, so that when she is weakened, they can start vivisecting her, which is really gross. Meanwhile, they're just having some good old fun times, electrifying Beast Boy for mostly kicks and giggles, it seems. And with Robin, they start injecting him with hallucination stuff. It's kind of like that one issue of Nightwing, by Chuck Dixon, where Scarecrow douses Dick Grayson, so he starts having like a, delusion about what his life is like and what he's trying to fight about his identity. Except here, it comes down to how his original childlike Dick Grayson feels about Robin now, with some interesting implications for exactly what went wrong between Batman and Robin that may imply Dick may have had more to do with it than we thought. The Batcave? He's in the Batcave.
Bruce. Wait. Robin was the answer. Robin was gonna fix everything. But you ruined it. You blame Zuko. You blame Bruce. No. No, it's you. You made him into a monster. It was your fault. You did this to us. It was you. You did this to me. I hate you. It was your fault.
A lot of implications here about his time as Batman. With Batman. While all of this is revealed to Raven, Dr. Adamson tries the old-fashioned Palpatine, join us and you can help us. And then he gets to find out why you should not play games with Raven at all.
They're suffering. Stop fighting us, Rachel. All you have to do is call your father. Call to him. And he will come. You can put an end to all of this. You could heal them like you healed me.
Oh boy.
I don't want to be healed anymore.
Ooh! Yeah, that'll do it. That was unwise on his part. Raven then, picks through the pockets of Dr. Adamson's corpse and finds the key card that she can use to find her mother, and we actually get to see her meet her birth mother, in a pretty touching scene, all things considered.
That's impossible. Go back to whoever sent you and tell them it won't work. No. Look. Please. I've had it my whole life. Oh my God. It is you.
Raven then goes after her best friend Beast Boy, and we get to find out why you should not poke tigers in a cage.
You're coming with me, girl. Right now.
Yeah, run, little mousey, run. Okay, yeah, he was dead. Beast Boy just ate a guy. Ryan Potter then acts his butt off in a scene showing how Beast Boy's kind of traumatized by what he just did, We don't have time for that. We've got to move on and save Dick Grayson.
You promised. You promised you'd never leave me. You promised.
Yeah. I guess I did.
There we go. And then Corey, and expose how just kind of intubation is. Ugh.
Hey, look at me. Look at me.
Everyone then proceeds to try and leave the asylum, and some poor unfortunate saps end up being on henchman duty when they're faced by the group, and as you can expect, Dick Grayson gets to work out some aggression.
You stay right where you are. I got this.
Dick has Corey set off the gas mains underneath the building, and just like that, we end the episode with Dick Grayson looking down at his Robin uniform as it slowly burns and melts away. So his suit got blown up, so he's gonna need a new one. Maybe in black and blue. Okay, so this episode works a lot like the Together episode from about 2 weeks back. We're seeing the season-long story progress, and we're having the group come together and kind of, get their chemistry even more fleshed out. I'm still loving the way they've actually got the relationships involving Raven kind of rotating between everybody with this very found family feel. It's nice. I will say there's a problem with the episode in terms of the bad guys, though. You can tell these are basically just disposable bad guys so that we can eventually move on to somebody we actually remember later on, which does kind of take away some of their threat level. The most interesting thing, though, is probably Dick's hallucinations, because they kind of imply that there's a good chance that Dick's own ruthlessness in allowing Tony Zuko to die may have played a part in his and Batman's darkening. Food for thought. But overall, a good episode. Can't wait for next one. So if you like this episode, feel free to check out the rest of the playlist for the rest of the season's reactions so far, and feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.